Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you about the Bates Taser Boots available at RevZilla.com. Now, the Taser Boots from Bates are going to be for you riders out there that like wearing sneakers when you ride a motorcycle, but you just want a little bit more protection. The Tasers are going to give that to you. Now, with the overall style on this, you can really work it with a bunch of different motorcycles. It's really up to you. And as far as the sizing is concerned, this is going to be an American fit. Sizes are going to range from 7 to 14. There is going to be a high arch with this. So if you're familiar with like your Vans or your Converse All-Stars, this is going to give you much more support than that very flat design that you would see in a traditional sneaker. Now, when I say typical American fit, I am pretty much a 12 across the board, and I am a 12 in the Tasers, so there's really no surprises here. Now, as far as Bates, there's a lot of you riders out there that know Bates as their American brand. They're really known for their Made in America boots. The Tasers are not going to fall in that lineup. Around the $175 price point, these are going to come in, again, for you riders out there that are looking for a simple design, but with a little bit more protection than you would see from your typical sneaker. Now, if you want to take a step up from this, you want to kind of stick with this same design, but you want a little bit more protection, check out the Beltline boots from Bates. That's going to give you more protection, but really it's going to stick with this overall style that most of you are probably looking at this for. Now, when we're talking about the Taser boots, the first thing you're going to notice is the overall construction. You're going to see performance leather binding working its way around the bottom of the boot. You're going to see it working its way up the laces, and then you're going to have a synthetic leather working its way through the overall body. Now, the other thing to note, and they're very proud of this, you're going to see waterproof written right here. There is going to be a waterproof liner in this to keep your feet nice and dry if you're out there on a wet ride. And that liner is going to work its way up to just below the 4th eyelid on this. And when we talk about this overall boot, the real component that's going to set this apart from a sneaker is the sole. The sole on this is going to be an anti-oil, anti-slip sole, but really it's going to give you a lot of support. We talked about that higher arch, but you're also going to have about a 5 or a 6 out of 10 when we're talking about rigidity on the sole. You're going to have a little bit of flexibility in here, but it's not going to be a lot of flexibility, and you are going to have support, again, where your foot would sit on the foot pegs for the midsole on this. So this is definitely going to take a step up from a traditional sneaker as far as supporting you is concerned. Now, when we're taking a look at the toe on this, the one complaint that I did have is I would have liked to have seen more reinforcement in the toe box. There's a little bit of TPU right at the top just to kind of keep you from stubbing your toe, but that ends very quickly. And just a little bit of extra support in the toe box would have been nice for a riding sneaker. Now, working your way around to the back, you are going to see that leather just carrying along the border on this, really nicely just kind of setting the tone and giving you a little bit of contrast from the gray underneath. There is going to be an all black version as well, so if you don't like the contrast of the black versus the gray, you can go with the all black version. When we come around to the back, there's going to be a nice heel cockpit done up in TPU, giving you reinforced protection, as well as a heel counter where you're going to see that molded sole just kind of working its way up. Now, you're also going to have bellows at the very back with a lower cut here, giving you just a little bit of room and flexibility right at your Achilles. And at the sides, you're going to have both lateral and medial protection in the form of Poro XRD foam. Now, the other thing I would have liked to see is maybe a little bit of a hard plastic cup in here. They went with the foam. It's going to give you a little bit of support. It's going to give you comfort, but there's not an overall protection like we would see if they went with a full-on plastic hard cup with this. Now, the thing that really sets this apart from a traditional sneaker is if you look at the laces are really done up nicely. They're hidden behind this layer of leather, and they're not going to be catching or binding up on something when you're out there on a motorcycle. The last thing you need when you're on your bike is to worry about your laces getting caught up in a moving component. Now, as we pull this out, I do want to show you the inside of this, and the waterproof liner that we were talking about. You get a little bit of padding at the tongue, nice tongue on this, but really when you look at the inside, you can see that checkered design is really going to be where that waterproof liner ends. So you can see it goes right up to just below that 4th lace. So just keep in mind, if you jump into any big puddles, your feet will get wet. And if you're not wearing waterproof pants that go down far enough to cover that, water can still get in from the top. You do have a nice reinforced insert with this to give you a little bit of padding, a little bit of comfort. Again, one of the things that Bates really does a nice job with is giving you boots that are comfortable to wear all day long. Keep in mind, they're coming from the world of military, the world of police, and they want to make sure they're giving you a boot that is comfortable to stand on or to ride on all day. Now, there are a lot of riders out there that are rocking Bates boots. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button. Read what other riders are thinking about the Bates boots that they're rocking on their rides. If you have any additional questions for us, never hesitate, get in the phone, give us a call, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@revzilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Bates Taser Boots. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.